Welcome to the Steve Ames Show with guitarist Sandy Renda, pianist Mike Yanuzzi, and my very special guests, 3 Poe Tenors. And now, on with the show. It's wonderful. It's marvelous. You should care for me. It's awful nice. It's paradise. It's what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. It's wonderful. It's marvelous that you should care for me. Oh, it's wonderful. It's marvelous. You should care for me. It's awful nice. It's paradise. It's what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. It's wonderful. It's marvelous that you should care for, that you should care for, that you should care for me. Yeah! Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's Marvelous, written by the great George and Ira Gershwin. And right now, I'd like you to meet 2 great musicians. At the guitar, Sandy Renda. And at the keyboard, Mike Yanuzzi. And we've got a very special show for you this evening, taped at our favorite wintertime location, the Holiday Inn in Springfield, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, and we're opening up the show with some Gershwin songs. Of course, we opened up with It's Wonderful. Now here's one of our favorite Gershwin love songs, Our Love Is Here to Stay. It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, forever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, but in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may tumble, Gibraltar may crumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. But, oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time, the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. Pa, our love is here to stay. Well, Sandy Renda and Mike Yanuzzi, my two very good friends. As you know, on last month's show, we celebrated the 18th anniversary of the Steve Ames Show. But coincidentally, we have an equally important occasion to celebrate tonight. And you'll never guess what it is.
What?
Are you ready? The 200th episode of the Steve Ames Show is being taped tonight.
Wow, 200 episodes.
Isn't that great? 200th episode. It took us 18 years to do it.
So can we finally get in the syndication?
I think so, yes. And you fellas have been on the show approximately 9 years, and for approximately half of those episodes, for approximately 100 episodes.
Wow.
But the man who's been with me for the entire 200 episode run is right here behind the camera, Jerry Schoenfeld, our producer-director.
Hey!
Jerry the photo man.
So that's a very exciting thing, 200 episodes. And like I mentioned on our anniversary show last month, we've had some great musical directors on the show. Yolanda Peterpool, Marvin Lewis, Sharman Howe, Joy Kay, Andy Wall. And last but not least, let's hear it again for Sandy Renda and Mike Yanuzzi right over here.
Thank you.
And Sandy, could you give us out your website again, please?
SandyRenda.com or www.sandyandthewanderers.com.
Very good. And Mike, you've been busy with some great shows like Oliver. Tell us about that.
Just finished up a production of Oliver in Sparta, New Jersey with the Cornerstone Players. I was the musical director for that. And we had a really nice turnout. The show was great. And I've been working with that group for some time now and looking forward to the next thing, whatever.
What are some of the big song hits from Oliver?
Well, of course, there's Where Is Love, As Long As He Needs Me, Food, Glorious Food, Consider Yourself was a big
Right,
one.
Consider Yourself. And who were the composers?
Lionel Bart, I believe, was the composer.
Very good. And you know, we're celebrating the great composers on tonight's show. I opened up with two Gershwin songs, and later on we'll be doing some Irving Berlin songs. But right now, Sandy and Mike, you both have a song by the great Leonard Bernstein. And we are celebrating the music of Leonard Bernstein this year because it would have been his 90th birthday. Right. He was born in 1918 in October, and Channel 13 and a lot of the television stations and New York City concert halls are all paying tribute to the great Leonard Bernstein. And I just saw a concert at the JCC in West Orange where Leonard Bernstein's daughter was the narrator of the evening with some wonderful singers and wonderful musicians. So what is your selection tonight, Sandy?
One from West Side Story, Tonight.
Well, let's hear it tonight. Let's hear it for Sandy and Mike.
Thank you.
We've got three very talented singers to entertain you right now. You'll recognize one of them as Julian Hernandez, who's been on the show many times. The other two gentlemen are Anthony Tabish and Roman Simbala. And they are known as three Poe Tenors.
Non ho più catene, ma solo piangerò lontano da te. Non ho più catene, perché so che tuo amor è solo per me. So che un dì ti rivedrò, ti stringerò ancora. Guardo cielo e sol, dove sei, cosa fai, e dovunque andrai sentirai i sospiri miei che per te, so per te, parlano d'amor, del mio amor. Noi più catene, ma solo piangerò lontano da te. Noi più catene, perché so che tuo amor è solo per me. So che un
Ladies and gentlemen, my three very talented guests are here, three Poe Tenors, and you all know Julian Hernandez from the several appearances he's made on the Stephen Ames Show in recent years. How are you, Julian,
I'm doing
tonight?
pretty well. It's good to be back, and I got the three Poe Tenors with me.
Well, I want to thank you for bringing them on, and could you please introduce them?
Of course, we have Roman Simbala. And we have our fearless leader, Mr. Anthony Tabish, and I'd like to turn the microphone over to him right now. He can tell you a little bit about us, because you've had us on the show.
Yes, that's right, Julian. The last time you were here, you were on with a lovely lady named Dominique.
That's correct.
And then you were on a couple of times as a soloist.
With the movie.
And
Among
the
Joneses,
movie,
which is,
Among the Joneses, as an actor.
Which is going to video soon.
Oh, that's
hopefully.
very good.
Or DVD, I should say.
I'm glad
video.
to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And tonight we want to focus on three Poe Tenors. And Anthony, tell us how this group started.
Well, thank you, Steve. Actually, it's pretty interesting. Julian and I both had parallel careers. He's a band leader. I'm a band leader. He's a single entertainer. So am I. We got to be friends. We just enjoyed each other's acts and each other's company even more than that. But we just got to work together. But one day, just a number of years ago, Roman, who is actually from the Ukraine and is an internationally known opera singer. He has appearances under his belt in Asia, in Europe, and of course the venues in America here. And he came to me and offered his services as a soloist. Now, we do some classical ensemble work also, so it was interesting. I met Roman, but then an idea formed. The idea was, well, we have three fabulously talented guys that do different things well, and why don't we just put it all together, and that's how we got to be here.
Well, were you inspired by Luciano Pavarotti and Placido Domingo and Carreras, the original three tenors?
That's where we got the name from. See, that was the original inspiration. Of course, you know, the Irish tenors were there. Then there's the three Poe Tenors, the African-American group. And we're lighthearted guys, so we figured we'd just take a little hint from them and became the three Poe
I
Tenors.
like that name. How long have you been together now?
5 years.
5 years. That's very good. And tell us, Roman, how long have you been in the United States?
About 8 years.
8 years. How do you like it here?
Very like it.
You like it a lot.
I'm very like it singing with Julian and
Well, the three of you sound great together, and we really enjoyed that first number, the Unchained Melody.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy singing together.
That's very, very good. I'm so happy to hear that.
I'm
Do you
happy
go
too.
back sometime still to the Ukraine to visit?
Yeah, I have planned take my friends to Europe and
That's wonderful. So you have performed, like Anthony said, all over the world as a concert artist. I think that's great. And is Luciano Pavarotti your idol, your inspiration?
yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, we're all in for a very big treat right now because Roman is going to sing one of Luciano Pavarotti's signature tunes. Anthony, can you tell us more about what he's going to do?
Roman's going to perform one of the most well-known tenor arias from the opera Turandot. It's called Nessun Dorma. A little bit of the story, obviously, is that opera is all a lot of magic and a lot of love and a lot of tragedy, and what happens is that Roman's character is a prince that falls in love with a queen, a cold queen, but she doesn't want to marry anybody, so she concocts a contest, a riddle contest. Now, the contest is entered by a lot of princes, and the princes all lose the riddle contest. They all get beheaded. Roman's character, Kalaf, is a very smart guy, really loves the princess, wants to marry her, and works things out so that he has to win the contest. She doesn't want to let him do it, so she says, listen, we have to foil this guy, and none shall sleep until we do. And that's when he takes over.
Well, that's a beautiful scenario that you've given us, and I want to thank Julian for coming
Steve,
on the
thank you
show.
so much. Thank you.
I want to thank you, Anthony. I want to thank you, Roman. And now you're all in for a special treat. Let's hear it for Roman Cimbali.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Tu pure, principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle che tremano
We have quite a variety of songs on the show tonight, from grand opera to the great American popular songwriters. We already had songs by the Gershwins, and you've already heard music by Leonard Bernstein. So now let's give Irving Berlin equal time. With one of his earliest song hits, Irving Berlin wrote this back in the vaudeville days, and it was later revived by Fred Astaire and Judy Garland in the MGM musical Easter Parade. When the midnight choo-choo leaves for Alabama, I'll be right there, I've got my fare. When I see that rusty-head conductor man, I'll grab him by the collar and I'll holler, Alabama, Alabama. That's where I'll meet the train that takes me back again, back home where I'll remain with my honey lamb. I will be right there with bells when that old conductor yells, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard for Alabama. When the midnight choo-choo leaves for Alabama, I'll be right there, I've got my fare. When I see that rusty head conductor man, I'll grab him by the collar and I'll holler, Alabama, Alabama. That's where I'll meet the train that takes me home again, back home where I'll remain with my honey lamb. I will be right there with bells when that old conductor yells, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard for Alabama. Yeah! Well, folks, that's our show for tonight. Let's hear it for our mighty musicians, Sandy Renda, Mike Yanuzzi, and our very special guests, 3 Poe Tenors. And folks, all of us here at the Steve Ames Show want to wish all of you a very happy Hanukkah, a very Merry Christmas, and a very prosperous New Year. And we closed off the show tonight with the song that Irving Berlin wrote for the Paramount film Holiday Inn, immortalized by Bing Crosby. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be Good night, everybody.